We are live, Pierre.
I'm not sure I'm alive, but I'm
I was worried about you.
Welcome back to another early edition of the Hockey Nation Live Show. This is your
Man.
co-host, Frenchy on the South Florida. We have to go all the way to find co-host number 2 with number 1 from West Coast, California, Mr. Michael Devellano.
Good morning, Pierre. I look like you're having some issues.
Yeah, I had a problem with my camera. I was in and off, and I was like, I don't know.
Okay, good. I was worried there was a storm blowing you away.
No, it's sunshine, but I was doing a video. I'm doing a video for the goaltender, and I'm another software anyway. Sorry, I have to figure out something, but yeah, that's happening. Salut Cédric Valois. Fait longtemps, mon homme, on t'a pas vu dans la maison de la Hockey Coach Live Show. Welcome back. J'espère que tout va bien, mon Cédric, dans la belle région. Je crois que dans la région de Montérégie. Je peux me tromper. Au lac Brome, quelque part. Voilà. Was my French connection.
I love it. Cedric, thanks for joining us. We have a quiet crowd here this morning. We got Adam and Cedric and one other person at the moment. So there was probably already lots of talk about this, but the big news yesterday was that the Wild are going to buy out Parise and Suter, and we kind of talked about it. You've had a little bit of time to reflect on it. How do you feel about the move?
Yeah, so many things going on around it's hard to follow with everything right now for the last 6 hours. Like the last hour, you have so many things happening for retirement, to open up their NMC, to signature. It's just hard to, I don't know how we're going to make that all the way until end of the week, so be honest with you, but this is what it is.
Good morning, Kimberly.
No, Montreal, salut Cedric. Kimberly back in the house today. Welcome aboard. Welcome everybody else. Yeah, this is a big news. Honestly, yesterday NHL shocked a little bit everybody also in NHL. It's funny because Zach Parise took it very well, and Ryan Suter is almost hang up to Bill Gary.
Oh, really? He's mad.
Yeah, he was upset, like very bad. Very, very upset about that. He wasn't expect that. He moved over there, right? His family is there. He's been there. Both of them been there for almost
That's why
10 years. He done that. I don't think so. Ryan Suter was expect to go that way. He's only 35 years old. Still a lot of hockey in front of him. I think overall, he was the one who was upset. Zach Parise knew about that. He got scratched a couple of games last season. You know what I mean? He come from the top line to the bottom. Little bit happening with Koivu and Minnesota 2 years ago. That was the story of Parise over there. Still have some hockey.
I think both got a lot of hockey left. Maybe not, Parise to the level, and he's had lots of injury problems, but I mean, he's still a good player.
Yeah.
It's hard to, I mean, they're, on paper, they're getting up there, and it's a lot of money to commit to two guys if you're not committed to them being your 1 and 2 guy.
Yeah, it's a lot of money on the paper, right?
Absolutely.
So it's the first thing there. The second thing, not this year, but year number 2, year number 3, year number 4, they have a lot of money dead salary for both of them to carry on for 3 years after this season, where they're looking to get more money for Fiala and Kaprizov. And so it'll be really, really interesting, not this year, but year number 2 and year number 3 and year number 4, what are you going to suffer about that salary cap for that situation? So that's the big thing about that one over there. And to do that, honestly, to save Matt Dumba and to not be released on because NMC cannot exempt, right? You exempt you are on the protection list. So that's open up Matt Dumba to be back over there. And that's the second time Matt Dumba, if you remember, is it 2017, the Vegas? Yeah, 4 years ago. They protect Matt Dumba and they let go Eric Ola and Alex Stock. So now, 2 teams, two teams, right? They have Suter, Parise, Ola, and Alex Stock for Matt Dumba. Ouch.
Well, the Tuck one definitely, I mean, Dumba, when he's healthy, is a very, very good top 3 defenseman. But Tuck has obviously emerged. That was a risky one. Aula can still play. He's always kind of in and out of the lineup, but he's still a decent player. But it's that's the reality of expansion draft, right? It's so tough. So I don't know. This is going to be tough, I'm sure, on them individually. I think Parise was kind of resigned to leaving, and Suter still played very well a lot in the playoffs, and I think he'll go somewhere for $1 or $2 million, maybe 3 at the most, and he'll probably be with a contender, Pierre.
Well, he have a choice now, right? So he have a chance to play somewhere where he wants to be, and he's going to get $2 million, maybe $2.5 million. He may be signed for 2 years, or maybe go 1 year at a time. Both of them is going to have a contract for sure.
I think so. Yeah.
They have about 10 teams right now. They're looking to get somewhere. That's not a problem about that. I welcome everybody else. Jean Salman, Cedric, oui, j'attends la nouvelle. But the monkey boy is in the house this morning, directly from Tampa Bay. Hopefully you see Kasharov the last couple of days. And then Brent Marchand's son, somewhere, Kevin Miller retired this morning.
Yeah.
A lot of another news happening in NHL. And Luke Richardson signed a contract. So we have a lot of things to talk about. We're going to go one by one at the end of the day. Yeah.
And Frank Salazar is here too. We got everybody.
Frank Salazar, welcome back. Was there last night at the show. Thanks to be a part of the show this morning, Frank. Don't forget, each one of you to click on the likes and sharing this with everybody. And so that's what happening with the Minnesota Wild.
Do you think this is a thing, that they're going to make an offer for Jack Eichel?
I don't know how. How can you give $30 million, $40 million to get a Jack Eichel? Now you have to pay Fiala and also Kaprizov and maybe a goaltender.
It seems crazy to me, but do they move on? Are they thinking they're going to move on from Kaprizov? Because Eichel is $10 million.
Now, if ever happening to Kaprizov, it will happen. The problem they have over there is a caliber of Eichel with Kaprizov. Imagine both together, there'd be a really good duo like Marner Matthews, honestly. But I don't think so. They can afford that.
It seems crazy to me. So they had let's look at it. They have 14 million plus now 12. So they have 26 million, Pierre. Are they going to pay 2 guys 10 and 10? And then you got 6 million left. And who do they have to sign? They signed Eriksson Ek. Who else do they have to sign? A goalie. They might be able to.
They have $26 million right now.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But they still have to pay 6 players.
Are 2 of them these guys or
minimum? That's maybe 8.
Yeah. So that's tough. So I don't know. I'm not sure what they're thinking, but it's going to be interesting to watch. I don't want to belabor it too much, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. If they do make a move for Eichel, maybe they move salary out. So maybe they actually gain some space that way too.
Well, you're going to get a failure, I believe, or about, if you don't go to bridge, right? It's what, 24, so maybe 3 years. You maybe get about what Barzal get, $6 million.
That's what I was thinking.
All right. Now, example, gave $10 million to Kaprizov.
So now you're 16.
All right. So we give him, maybe he will sign something like 8 or 3 million. Suppose you go 3 years for UFA at $9 million. So he's got 9 plus $15 million. You still have $11 million for a minimum of 4 players plus 2 at least. You get 23. So
you're doing, Pierre. It seems crazy.
So it's going to be. So how can you pay Jack Eichel there?
I don't know. Again, if they traded $4 or $6 million, maybe, but.
And then after that, who do you give to them?
I don't know.
Right now, do you trade Fiala to them?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They would move Fiala.
Or do you trade Kaprizov?
Well, is Kaprizov going to go to Buffalo?
Why, you have no choice.
Well, he has a choice. He can go to the KHL.
No. But you have no choice. If you get traded, you have to go where he.
For sure. But then you got to sign him.
Yeah.
I don't think Kaprizov is worth 10 million. I think we all kind of thought 8, Frank, but he's saying 10 to 11. I mean, that's Artemi Panarin money, so I get the comparison, but he doesn't have the track record in the NHL of Panarin.
He's still 24.
Yeah. I mean, Panarin came over later. He was 23. He got money at 26 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I think $8 million is understandable because he took a long time to come over, Pierre, and we know he was really talented player, and he showed he can, what he does is not going to go away unless he breaks his legs or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
$6 million. Frank is right. Adam is really what I'm thinking about that one over there, and I think that would be curious about that one over there. Julius always great. Julius always have a great comments. Like it's always skeptical with a couple sarcastic
doesn't like the uniforms,
but yeah.
All right, let's go quickly to the next story. He had 50 games and doing $10 million contract. It feels a little crazy. However, he's playing the game that he's played all along. Like he would have been over here way sooner, Pierre. He was drafted by Chuck Fletcher. So that's
but again, I would tell him no problem. Give him 3 years for his bridge contract.
That's crazy.
At $10 million.
No way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 8 years, maybe 6 years, but.
Well, yeah, RFA you can get 8. It's the UFA anymore. You don't get 8 anymore.
So crazy. Yeah, they changed all that, right?
Yeah. It's 7 years now, max. I heard.
7. You got to keep up with that. All right. Well, we saw this yesterday too. Dom Ducharme returns as the Canadiens head coach, and then you mentioned Luke Richardson signed. So
this morning, Luke Richardson signed a 3 years contract as assistant coach. So this is good. They cannot lose him. And he's happy over there. They trade him well. His second contract with the Montreal Canadiens. So he's now 6 year. He's there. So he's great for what he does, and he proved it behind the bench. And that's good signature to get both together. They grow as assistant coach with the team, so they grow all together. I'm sure he's really well paid to stay there.
I think Adam's right. It's a great coaching staff. Luke Richardson probably will. It's one of two things. He can wait it out and see, does Ducharme last, and is he the next guy in line, or does he get a chance somewhere else? And I think both
he cannot be in Montreal because he don't speak French. So he's not going to be the next one over there. But what I believe me is Montreal. I believe me. They will need, or I think they should go to pick older, experienced assistant coach.
Like Jacques
Mac Ritchie example, or maybe not Jacques Martin. I think it's really, really old. Like Mike Yeo example, right? Mike Yeo, something like that. Like we have experience in NHL, older at Dominic, been in the league for 10, 15 years. And those kind of, I'm looking about a coach like that. And then I would send back Alex Burrows to the Laval as the head coach over there. And I think that would be the great things to do. So I think at that moment, I'd be better to get that one. Captain K, Kirk Muller is an example like him behind the bench. That would be great. Now he left for sure, but I think someone like him, I think would be great and a great asset for the Montreal Canadiens.
Michael was asking about Panarin wanting to sign with the Panthers, but it was his girlfriend at the time. I don't know if she's his wife now, but she's a model, and he wanted to go to New York. He wasn't gonna. I think everything in New York worked out pretty well, but it would have been something to see them in Florida. But it might have really hurt Florida. Like Barkov, Panarin, and Bobrovsky, like that would have been a lot of money tied up.
Honestly, no.
No, you think it would have been all right? Because
here's why I said that. When I said that, guys, is because not about the chemistry. It's about for how the team is. Now they could have Traeger and Spencer Knight in the net, and now they have an amazing, great best 3 forward like Tavares, Marner, and Austin. That one over there. So the money you get for Bob, you gave to Panarin, where now you have a production almost like 100 points each one of them, and then you have 2 great goaltenders now. So the team will be better with Panarin versus Bobrovsky. That's the way I split that part over there.
Yeah, you can make it work.
First of all, we need to stop here. I want to mention this right now. I apologize, but I want to do it. First of all, welcome back, Minnie. With Brand Le Boutelier.
Awesome.
Welcome back, Brent, I'm happy you're here. Sorry about that. Brent,
right.
thanks to be back. Hopefully you're doing well. Because I thought you left last time because you was upset about the money. I don't know where you learned about this. Yeah, no money. We don't ask for money. It's only donation. People willing to give money, they are willing. But we never, and I said this the beginning of #1 show. I'm not here for the money. I'm here because I love to be here, and I'm here to sharing my knowledge about hockey, and that's pretty much. So I want to be sure it's clear for everybody. I want to be sure, Brian, you understand. And thirdly, you're a big part of the show, Brian, as a member of family about the show. So I want to clarify that one because we don't want to lose you. We talked about you last night with Sly, and I just want to be sure you understand. So you're always welcome with Minnie and Brian Lebuchini directly from Moncton, New Brunswick.
There we go. Hey, actually, I wanted to mention something, Frenchy, yesterday. I was like sure that I saw Broberg play, and you know what? It wasn't Broberg. It was friggin' Clefbaum. I went back and watched it, like, it's 77 is Clefbaum. I'm stupid. Yeah. So apologize for that, Pierre, and everybody.
I think it's not that time he got hurt.
Yeah, that's why I thought.
That's why during the bubble. That time he got hurt. He never come back after that.
He didn't. That was the end of it. He played terrible, by the way. He was all 4 games. He was really bad.
yeah, but I just want to mention that. But he was hurt during that time there. I like the team now. We could imagine with Panarin signed. Yes, because the money would not be Proposky. It'll be really different about that one for sure for Michael Devellano. Not already because but he is speaking French mandatory for Montreal head coach. He so sound like a Habs limiting like Paul Beard. Yes, it is. And then I will tell you why, Farrell. It's not limited. Honestly, the pipeline of coaches in Montreal and French people are really solid. You can see all around that Claude Julien, Michel Therrien, Scotty Bowman, and I can go all the way like that. Benoit Gros, Tourigny, and Mario Duhamel, Pascal Vincent, Dominique Ducharme, and Joël Bouchard, and I'm talking Patrick Roy, and I can go a little bit older all the way to 60s. The coaches, French Canadian pipeline, always been solid. François Allaire, and I you know what I mean? Like, I always big good coaches in French. So the selection is not Bob Oakley, Mike Crawford, and I you know what I mean? Like, I can go all the way like that. And Pat Burns is another one over there.
I think the reality is
you're
dealing with the French press every day, Pierre. And if you do not speak French, they're going to eat you alive, because on a good day, they're difficult. Like, this is soap opera for them. And that's the same
in Toronto, but right? It's a part of what Montreal it is, right?
Yeah,
and you have to speak French.
I think you have to speak French. Bill Zito proved, and I think this is a good point by Frank, because for me, I think we've seen this year that depth can be more important. And I don't know why people don't get this from Vegas. Like, who's the superstar in Vegas?
Here's why he works, Michael. It's funny you guys, you bring this. First, thanks you guys, you bring a lot of good points this morning. All right. First, Michael, hockey is like a copycat.
Absolutely.
Right? So what happening with Detroit Red Wings happening after that with New Jersey? And New Jersey, what they did the trap. And then the people tried to do the trap. And then after that, you get a Chicago with a forecheck of the players, skill, skate, speed, everything like that. Then Los Angeles used their forecheck too deep in the zone with Tyrell Sutter, shut down the neutral zone, and a great goaltender. Pittsburgh do their own stuff. Tampa Bay copy Pittsburgh. Now everybody have to copy Tampa Bay.
Yep.
And what Tampa Bay showed, Michael, you need star, but you need a third line, a fourth line.
Yeah, you need depth. You need it all.
So now that's what I'm looking for
Vegas has great depth.
And that's what the new generation players right now, that's what they're looking for. They realize Montreal realize they cannot win with no big guys at the end as a defenseman. You need speed, but you need also big size. That's what's happening right now.
And the Islanders are another good example. They have one star, but Barzal is.
Well, you talk about John Tavares. right? So that's what
No,
is
I don't. I don't. I think Barzal was better than Tavares, even though he's young. Like
no.
Barzal was.
The
Oh,
pro is his
I'm sorry.
superstar.
I'm sorry. I read that wrong. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, Tavares. I think they never got in the playoffs with Tavares. So
I
you're
think they
good.
did. I think he played 1 or 2 years in the playoff, but at the end of the day, um, sometimes you need more. You need Wayne Gretzky would not win the Stanley Cup without Grant Fuhr, Kevin Lowe,
Curry,
and
Messi,
Yukuri and Zim. You know what I mean? Like you can go all the way, Michael. Guy Lafleur cannot carry on. Any players in any sport, Michael, cannot win anything by themselves. You can dog with Michael Jordan, but Jordan, you have other player around him, Pepper and everything like that, right? And then you can go with baseball. You need a pitcher, but you need someone hit the ball. So it's a concept together.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that as much as the star players are fun to watch and you want to see them paired up like in the NBA, it doesn't work in hockey. I think in hockey you need a combination. If you got star players and depth like Tampa, you're going to win. If you got depth, you're going to be able to compete. Look at New York Islanders and Vegas and even Montreal.
But think about this, Michael. The last final Stanley Cup against Montreal, it's not Kucherov and Point carry on the team, and Stamkos, he was the third line with Vasilevsky carry on that team all the way with McDonough. So you need a combination of players together. You cannot win with only your big guns.
Yeah. I mean, I would contend that Point and Kucherov were very, very important. They had huge playoffs.
But Point have nothing in the finals.
The final, you're right, and that's a good point. All right, so the next story, we don't have to spend time on this, but we've had a little bit of chance to reflect on the Pekka Rinne retiring. We've heard Kevin Miller's retiring. Rinne, I think the big debate is this guy going to be a Hall of Famer? And our initial reaction is always no. Is it still no a day later?
No, after it's fun you ask us this question. I think he's going to get there. What he was impressive, Michael, all day long. And every social media on the NHL network, on TV, on radio, everything like that. Everything mentioned about this guy, it's all about the person behind the equipment. The human being is what he bring and what he did in Nashville. And also listen his speech yesterday when he talked to the people. It was amazing. He showed exactly who he is, a great human being, and he gave a lot to the people in Nashville. And what Nashville hockey is great over there because it is a great place to play hockey for the youth travel. He's a one part of that one over there. He make Nashville Predator team better inside the Tennessee State and inside the world and USA as a goaltender because how he is as a human being, a father, husband, dad, and goaltender teammates. He can go all the way like that. That's why he's Pekka Rinne. And then the funny thing about him, Michael, and he talked about Mitch Korn and another goaltender, and then he talked about Barry Trotz and Peter Laviolette. He became really better at 27, 26 until 34, 33. That's why he got his prime. He did not great at 23, 24. He took him time in NHL to become one of the best as a goaltender in
For
NHL.
sure. I mean, he just won the Vezina, 4 years ago? So I think that speaks to what you're saying. He's been there, 13 years he played for them. And if you look at his numbers, Pierre, it's crazy. He ranks up there with guys like Jacques Plante and Martin Brodeur. It's kind of wacky.
His goal against average is very low, right?
Crazy.
And also, you have to mention he have a really good defenseman all the time. He was a goaltender. He got from Weber to Sutter prior. It is OZ. Some couple of years he got Subban, but Eklam after that, and you got a lot of good for quadruple def core every year after that. That's what Nashville was always based on the defensive side, and it's held, Michael, when you've been coached by Barry Trotz for many years, right? Exactly. So I'm not saying I don't want to discredit him. He was solid goaltender, but when you have a system with Barry Trotz, look what Thomas Kreese, look what Valamar's doing over there. They look better because the system of Barry Trotz works on the defensive side.
Absolutely. Fun fact: he was traded to Nashville from the Tampa Bay Lightning.
So again,
well, the draft pick came from Tampa Bay Lightning that they picked in the 8th round.
Yeah. So yes, of course, he was. But again, like the story about Backstrom, everything. But listen, he's a great. I believe he's going to make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think he probably will. I think the only thing he doesn't have is a Stanley Cup, and he went to the final and lost in the final. But definitely, I think he's probably going to get in.
I like the fact they talk each other and the chat. I try to follow up with everybody, but a lot of good walking over there.
They got a little side conversation about Barkov and the Panthers. So, the next thing, this one, I don't know. This is interesting because I think we all felt like, hey, he's the captain. He was drafted 2nd overall. They let him go to the point of free agency without signing him. But now we're hearing that they might be at an impasse and he might walk as a UFA. So have we heard what he's asking for?
I did not hear. Here's what I'm impressed. Steve Yzerman, in my book, in the last 5 years, and I don't know if he won it. Did he win the manager of the year?
You're saying Joe Sakic?
No, Steve Yzerman.
Steve Yzerman. No, I don't think he did.
I don't know. But Joe Sakic, Michael, is a Steve Yzerman 2.0.
Oh, for sure.
All right. So I would mention to this. And then, for people in this and the stand, the people in the chat, what I'm going to tell you is this part. Every player, Michael, hit the 29 years old, 30 years old. They are not going to perform after that for maybe 3 years.
Yep. It changes.
30, 31, 32, 33 max. After that, what do you do? You go down.
Yep.
So
don't give him a
request right now a 5-6 year contract right now.
That's what he's asking.
Those Steve Yzerman, Joe Sakic do not run a business for the past. They run for what's coming. And what he said right now, Joe Sakic said, look, I can give you a 4 years contract. I can give you $5-6 million because you have to pay McKinnon. You have to pay Kale McCarr. You have to pay a goaltender. And then it's coming. The list is growing like that. And he realized I prefer to get a cheaper players, can produce 20 goals less, but I'm still have a good hockey player at pay someone like you for 7-8 years, when the next 5 years after that is not going to be good for the team. So he does want to not apologize. He don't want to.
He doesn't want to give him a retirement contract.
No, he don't want to hurt the team. How you have a words for that? He doesn't want to hurt the team at long term. So what he said, look, the point is like we appreciate what you did. Obviously, for the situation we cannot do it. You're the captain, like exactly what Eric Johnson did this morning. Yesterday, he said, hey, I open up my waiver NMC. Let me go somewhere. All right. And now he said, look, just like he turned around to the captain and said, look, I can give you a 3 years, 5 years max at $5 million, $6 million. Are you willing to do that? That's it. That's all. If does not work with the number he has.
A couple of good questions here. One from Bud, which is, would McKinnon be the captain if Landeskog leaves?
Yes.
I agree. Could Colorado be saying they want Tarasenko?
It's Tarasenko want to go to Colorado. The problem they get is I don't think they need a like him.
No.
I think they need him more a grinder like Lestagog, where he can grade everything like that, but a cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you look at his numbers, he's got really good offensive numbers. He is a good leader. He is the guy on that line that does the mucky.
2018-19, Michael, if he was produced this 4 times, you can give him the $7 million.
He's not, his points are there. It's just the goals are not, right? It's like you look at him, he's pretty consistent. He had one bad year. Yeah, he's a little up and down, Pierre. He's had some problems with injuries.
So now he is what a 60 point.
Yep. Probably
right?
55, 60 points. Yeah.
So can you give a $7-8 million a 60
No way, man.
So my point to him would be $5 million at 5 years, Michael, max.
I think the Oilers trade works out in their favor next season. If Keith retires, the Hawks still pay for his contract, and that gives the Oilers $3.6 million cap space next year. But they gave up Caleb Jones in a third, which I didn't love. Like,
They don't give anything, Michael. I don't see Caleb Jones become a plus.
probably not. Probably not. He's like a 4 or 5 defense, or 5 or 6 at tops.
If
like
I was, and I understand what he works this third round pick, but if I was in Moncton, I would request to give them the 2021, not the 2022. Because 2021, Michael, we can be me and you together at the table of any team in NHL and make the recruit, the scout, because nobody knows who they are.
I agree. I think Farrell's got the point we were making about Landeskog, which is his games and the intangibles. But I think the reality is you could get a Zach Hyman for 4.5, 5.5. You're not going to give 7, 8 to Landeskog for that. And they're going to get similar goals, and we know he can do the same type of job. And then they're both 1992 birth year, I think.
I agree with him about that one there, what he can bring on the table. Sure. He can do this at 29, 30, but he cannot be at 35 like that. And the problem, you prefer to have Lester Guy or to get McCarr?
Well, you're going to keep McCarr for sure.
But that's the money you get to him. You have to somewhere. There's Lester Guy, right? And that's what's happening with Tampa, Michael. Many players at Tampa, like Edmund is $7.5 million. So he's about $2 million cheaper what he's supposed to get. Ken let the guy said, hey, I don't want to get 8, but I'm going to accept $5.5, $6 million. Can I get 5 years contract? Bingo, sign him. Otherwise, over $6 million, you're wrong with him with over 5 years for Colorado. He can get 7 somewhere else, and he's okay with that part, but not with Colorado, with the structure, how they are. Look, Boston, Michael, nobody make more $7.5 million in Boston.
They're competitive. Yeah, they can't quite get over the hump either, though. It's kind of weird. So, but they're missing a guy like this. Like, he would fit if they had him and Hall. Would be really interesting. I don't know if there's room for 2 left wingers like that, but Landeskog's an unbelievable leader. He's a #1 center. I don't know if he's a #1 center, Pierre. He's got a really high face-off percentage, though, doesn't he? He's normally a left winger, but he's played a lot of center this past couple of years.
Yeah, but he played more on the winger as like because he played with McKinnon and everything like that, right? And Lieutenant, so he played winger everything like that. He was like, it's honestly is a center / left winger. That's what really he is, right? And again, Michael, I don't want to degrade who he is. He's a great hockey player. He can make, I don't know, put him in, you know what I mean, like. Put Nashville over there and give him the $8 million. He will give everything over there. He's a little bit what Ryan O'Reilly does in hockey, with less talent, a little bit. But he's a prototype of Ryan O'Reilly players.
What's funny, Pierre, is they one of the biggest problems in Colorado when Ryan was there was they gave the captaincy to Landeskog, and Ryan was mad. He's like, "What about me? Like, you didn't even give me a sniff," and they gave it to it. He was like 20 or something. Like Landeskog. So it's an interesting comparison. Javier, thank you for joining us.
Javier Zavalli, a long time ago, buddy. We miss you a lot. Farrell, I want to bring Farrell, and that's what the point. That's what Joe Sakic is doing right now. He does not want to get, and I'm telling you now, Makar is not going to get $10 million.
I think you're right.
He's not going to make that kind of money. He will tell him, look, go lower, and we'll give you a little bit longer. But it's an advantage for them to sign. He's what, 22?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, 22.
So for me, he will maybe sign him for 5 years or something like that.
Or 8.
Again?
8 times 8.
But he's only 22. He will not sign Michael for his over his RFA UFA, right? So he's 22 right now, like I said. So he's going to maybe sign a 5 years contract, expect about $6.5, $7 million for him. And then after that, he will become UFA.
Yeah, which I think that's a mistake. But for them, anyway, for Colorado. That's why I say sign him for 8 if you can.
But
But
if
you
you
know what's
get for
funny?
the prime, Michael, if you sign for 8 like this, he will request more money.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So,
You're right. All right. So,
Brian, have a great days,
thanks, Brian.
Brian. Don't forget tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Look forward to see you tonight, Brian.
All right. So, was there any other news that was really impactful? I know the Carrick brothers signed. We had Trevor, by the way. He was a call up, and my buddy Coach Sam at the Toronto Red Wings. So I remember these guys when they were like young. They were like little kids compared to now.
Yeah, but first of all, we have Kevin Miller just announced this morning he's going to be retired.
Yeah.
After 352 game with the Boston Bruins, he was drafted, I believe, by Los Angeles King. I believe, if I can recall it, I think it was the Kings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
he was. No, he was born in Los Angeles.
Really?
Yep.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yep. He was born in Los Angeles. He played 352
Wow, you're
games.
right. Played University of Vermont.
Yep. So that's the situation for him. He never been,
He's just
he was
like
a 5th and 6th player defenseman. Yeah, I mean, he was on the offensive side, but he was the guy for a good, he played an average 18 minutes per game. He was 5 and 6, and then he was helping on the physicality, on the defensive coverage, more on the offensive side. Was not carrying on the puck, but overall, for what he played, it's a little bit surprised at 33 retire. But
injury, like he's had real injury problems though. Like
this year again 28 game also. That's another good point about that one over there for sure.
He always gets 1 goal a year. Well, that's interesting. I totally forgot that he was born in. It says Santa Clarita, so that's kind of LA-ish area.
Well, on the NMC, Michael, a couple of players they open up their NMC waiver. Yesterday, Eric Johnson did it for the Colorado Avalanche. Also, Jeff Skinner for the Buffalo Sabres. So they open up their unprotected and for the upcoming expansion draft to do that. And again, you're going to see a couple more players going to do it. The rule for NHL was until yesterday 5:00 p.m. to announce the player to if they want to be open up to the open their unprotected, and then they have until Friday to accept or not. I would not be surprised the next couple hours or days we can see more players like Yandel, because when you do that, Michael, is to give the chance to the team to protect an extra players, and they know they're going. I don't see Seattle is going to get Jeff Skinner, right?
Yeah, I doubt that. Yeah.
So what do you do? They'll open up Buffalo now. They protect as plan or something like that. Does it make sense?
No, it makes total sense. Like if they grab them, great, and if they don't, then you can hold on to a younger player and keep the team stronger. So it's to Skinner's benefit, I think, if he stays. Which I presume nobody's going to buy that, like take this guy. So
that'd be interesting about that for sure. To see what is the next thing for who can open up. I think Keith Yandel should be another one can do that.
Well, yeah, nobody's going to take him. So
yeah. For the Montreal Canadiens, they announced a couple of minutes ago, and he was new already yesterday, but Pascal Réaume, another become assistant coach for the Trois-Rivières Lions on the East Coast Hockey League, joined Eric Bélanger as the coach over there.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yep.
Cool. All right, Pierre, we've got some time to do this now. So what I've prepared is this. Seattle Kraken, we're going to look at the 4 teams, Winnipeg, Washington, Vancouver, and Toronto. And we're going to say, this is who I think would be available. And then you can say who you pick. And we'll try to get through them in 16 and a half minutes. So the first one is the Winnipeg Jets. So if you take a look here, I didn't check them all off, but I'm thinking this is probably who they pick. Would you agree with that? Would this who they protect?
Yeah, I apologize. I just got a news for the Minnesota Wild. Um, Kaprizov just turned down a $9 million contract, 8 years, and he won $10 to $11 million now for 4 years. That's what's coming from the Sportnet at that moment, 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, sorry, it's really tiny. I know. Hold on. Let's see if I can zoom in a little more. So, well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's better than 3 years, but maybe they'll land on 5 and split the difference. Crazy, man. So I think that the first off on forward, they're probably going to do 7 and 3. Would you agree with that?
So again, I was going. What you say again?
So just looking at the Winnipeg Jets. So this is the Seattle Kraken expansion draft, right? If we say who they're going to protect, who they'll expose, and then what our picks are, I think that they're going to protect Wheeler, Connor, Scheifele, Ehlers, Dubois, Lowry, and Kopp. Is that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 7, which would leave Josh Morrissey, Neil Pionk, and one other defenseman. And I think so if it's in black, Pierre, they don't have to protect them, right?
Usually they are not to.
They're not eligible.
I don't know that website, so I don't know.
This is cap.
But the only one there I can see is Fulbert or Pullman.
And I think that this is where I get confused. So he's UFA, Forbort.
Yep.
Logan Stanley. So they're both in black. So my assumption is only in green do they have.
The only reason why they did that on the black because they are UFA. It's not because they have they are exempt. So if ever they find one of them, Logan, no, because he's only 1 year in NHL.
So I think the green is who you have to protect. I should figure that out.
So it's up. They are open up to protect them.
Okay. All right. So who do you think they protect on D? Pionk, Morrissey, and one other guy.
Yeah, but again, they have to go that way because they have no, they will protect Buyout, something like that for sure.
Okay. So then if you are Seattle, who do you pick that's left over? You've got Stasny's UFA, Perreault is UFA, so you'd have to sign them before. Mason Appleton looks like he'd be available, or Kopp. I think they would protect Kopp before Appleton, don't you think? Probably.
Yeah, they will protect the one I see. Right now they're looking more is going to be Appleton is going to be the one they're going to get out.
I think you're right. I think Appleton would be who I would pick, and that's who they'll make available.
Yep.
All right. The one I was going to ask about, and I don't think they have to protect him. I think this is the reason, is Sami Niku, but he has 21 games remaining. All right. So he has 21 games. That's why.
Yep.
All right. So Washington Capitals.
Protect Stanley if they have 2. They don't have 2. He has only 1 year, Michael. About that one. Farrell, Appleton, I agree with you. They should protect Coop, absolutely, about that one over there. And I think the one they have to protect is going to protect more Pullman on that one over there. If they sign him UFA, about that one over there, that's no big deal. And then also they talk about maybe trade Sami Niku at some point.
Yeah, I could see them trading Niku because
now if they don't, yeah.
He doesn't quite get over the hump, does he? He can't quite make it.
Yep.
I mean, the future for them is the other Finnish defenseman, Heinola.
Yep.
For sure. Okay. All right. So if we go on, I think we're in agreement. We would both pick Mason Appleton. Wow, what's going on here? All right. So Washington Capitals, Ovechkin is unrestricted. So do you assume that you don't have to protect him?
You don't have to.
So we know Backstrom. Kuznetsov, I am assuming they'll protect Kuznetsov and Oshie. So that's 1, 2, 3. Mantha 4. Tom Wilson 5. And this is where. So then you have 2 more forwards, assuming that you're going to protect 3D.
Well, by the way, I apologize, but I never look about the UFA. It look like they put the UFA all the time. So yeah,
Yeah, it's
I got it now.
I think the green says you have to protect them, or
But you,
the,
you is
or
you have to have a choice to get him or not.
yeah, I think you're right. All right, so we got. So this is where after Tom Wilson, do you protect Ellers, Hagelin, Garnet Hathaway, or someone else?
You protect Lars Eller. You go with this button: Backstrom, Kusanov, Oshie, Manta, Wilson, Eller. That's give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over there.
Yeah,
After that, you have to pick up another one at the bottom, and
Sprong, Sheary.
it's going to be between,
It's one of these guys, right? Like
yeah.
Sheary or Sprong, probably.
But Sprung have a good year this year for sure. So I think they open up more about Daniel Sprung. But again, they maybe go with Carl Egelin about that one over there. But I believe because the money situation, they will go with Daniel Sprung.
Yeah,
And he's 24 years old. So I don't know how many years he is. But
he's not that old. Like he's protected for one more year, right? Because he's RFA till next year.
yeah.
So he's got one more year in his contract. All right, then on D, you obviously do Carlson and Orlov. You got a bit of a choice here after this. Do you think that you protect Brendan Dillon, Justin Schultz?
Yeah, the trend between Winnipeg is going to be between Dillon and Schultz. That's it.
Yeah. I personally would protect Brendan Dillon.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that one I remember we did it and we select Schultz.
Oh, you selected Schultz.
No, Schultz to be on the players for Kraken.
For Kraken, okay.
Yeah.
Now goaltending, so they're obviously going to protect Samsonov. But it looks like, does that make Phoenix Copley? I didn't realize he was 29 now. The one I'm curious about,
they will get Samsonov, and that's it.
Does this mean that Vanacek is available?
No, he's only 1 year over there, so I don't know why they put him on green.
I don't know.
But I heard like this also the story about RFA, about that one over there. So I have to look about Vanacek again because I didn't understand why he was trying to make him open up.
Oh, so here's the description, Pierre. It says players who meet or are projected to meet the exposure requirements are highlighted in green. So they're saying that they think Vanacek is available.
Yeah, the only thing I can understand, Michael, is this part. Every players play 2 years and minimum, all right, but they are on the entry-level contract or exam. Players like 25 years old, like Vanacek, is not on the ELC anymore. He's on a normal contract NHL.
Right.
And that's the reason why they are exempt. Why the reason they are on the green.
So that's interesting. If he's available, I pick him.
He's going to be Vanacek.
Yeah. So I would pick Vanacek. Would you?
Yes, because his contract is low.
He's a good goalie. That's a surprise one to me. That's interesting. All right, Vancouver Canucks. This one's weird. So I don't see NMC next to Louis Eriksson's name.
There we go, Michael. I got it. So just give you an example, right? So Vanacek, Michael, he was on ELC from 2014 to 2017. And then after that, he signed a contract in 19 and 20 as a normal contract, not anymore a ELC. So I know exactly now the rules about that one.
Yeah, and just to answer Michael's question from before, they don't have to protect Logan Stanley because he's still on his ELC. Yeah, I was going back to a Winnipeg. All right, so does Louis Eriksson not have a new movement clause?
Who?
So I'm just looking at Vancouver. And they have this atrocious contract from Louis Eriksson that you would like to expose.
He's not, and he was at the beginning, but he don't get the NMC at the bottom of his contract. So the last 3 years, it was open up at 10. Sometimes they have 10 pick players at teams.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. So
yep.
I think you're protecting Brock Besser, Bo Horvat, JT Miller.
That's 3. Pearson, that's 4.
Or that's it, though. I don't know. Do you think they'll? I think they'll expose Virtanen. They don't have to protect Peterson.
They don't have to protect Peterson because I believe at 2 years only in NHL.
So I don't know. I think you go 4 and 4 maybe. Who's on D? They got Tyler Myers, Edler's free agent, Schmidt, Harmonic's free agent, Levy's free agent, but he's RFA though. Madison Bowie. So this is a weird one for me. That's so weird.
I don't understand why he cannot buy again because he was hurt. That's maybe the reason on Peterson.
So maybe they go 7 and 3. No, I think Peterson's only his second year, isn't he? Or is he third year? Interesting. I mean, I do not protect Sutter personally. I don't know about you.
No, you don't protect Sutter. Yeah. And the reason why he's 32 because his money. So the people want to get cheaper. They want to go players with a lot of money. Yeah. On the defensive side, it's Myers, Schmidt, and I don't think so. They will with Schmidt. They will let him go if you have to.
I don't think they have to though. It looks like so. This is interesting. What they could actually do is protect Besser, Horvat, Miller, Pearson. That's 4. They could protect.
Where's Quinn Hughes?
He's exempt.
Well, he should be there.
No, he's exempt. Is he? Because he's free agent though, but I think he's exempt, isn't he?
No, but he should be on the list.
You think so?
Yeah.
It says he's exempt. Oh, it's interesting.
Are they on the right side of exempt?
No, he's not even on the right side. Oh yeah, he's right here. He's exempt. Yeah.
So now the people we just mentioned at the left are not exempt.
But then it's weird because then they say players who meet or are projected to meet the exposure requirements are in green. It's a little confusing. We'll have to find a better site. Schmitty back in Vegas, I highly doubt it. Tyler Mott was kind of who I was wondering if you protect. So let's go with the assumption that they're going to protect 7 and 3.
The problem, Adam, is because he went too much money.
For Quinn or who?
No, Nate Schmidt.
Oh yeah, he can't fit back in Vegas. All right, so we go Besser, Horvat, Miller, Pearson. Do you protect Jay Beagle? He's kind of old.
I can understand his. Okay, wait a minute, Michael. I can now understand his colors. The green one, Michael, and the black one. All right, they are renegotiate their contract, so they are. You have to protect them, whatever they are black. That's how it works now. I understand now. So if you check all the black, Michael, they are UF3 2021 or RFA 2021. So they are right now on the renegotiation the contract. So they have to be protected.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep. So like Peterson have to be protected. That's one over there. Right. Okay. And every green over there, the green over there. So I don't know. That's confusing the everything we did earlier, but that's what the point here.
All right. So most likely do you think they'll expose Virtanen, Tyler Mott? Who do you think will be available here?
Oh yeah, they'll open up Virtanen. So what are going to protect them is Brasser or Miller. That's 3.
Yeah.
Person, that's 4. After that, you go to Peterson.
5.
That's 5. And then after that, now you have to pick. I'm sorry?
So you got kind of Jay Beagle, Antoine.
They would protect Tyler Matti.
Tyler Motte. Yeah. So it's
that's 6. It's going to be after that between versus VC or
I don't know.
Roussel. And they will not protect Roussel because of $3 million. So they will protect VC.
Oh my God.
And
That's
worst
it.
case, they will go with make you win.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe McEwen. And then on D, it's Myers, Schmidt,
Myers,
and Levy, maybe?
I think they will have to go with Levy for sure.
Yeah,
That's
he's
two,
younger.
right?
So
And
Myers,
then
Schmidt, Levy. That's the three.
they will maybe go with Schmidt for sure. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
three right there. And the goaltender, they're going to go with
Done.
Demko.
All right. So then who do you pick that's available? It's confusing, but
Who do you pick for them?
yeah, if you're Seattle, do you take a risk on a Jake Virtanen? I don't see that going well in Seattle.
Well, the problem is you don't know the problem. I believe me, you take Brendan Sutton,
Really?
but he's a UFA. You don't have to.
Oh, he's UFA. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
I would not do that over there. Yeah, they don't have a lot. I think the only one I would see right now on the list have to go with Jace Reluk.
Oh, Halerchuk? Yeah.
That's the only one I see there.
So you think you'll go with him?
But yeah, nothing else. Or you go with Old B.
So you wouldn't take Roussel? You might go Holtby. This is a tough one. There's not a lot there.
I would not think because the all me for me at that moment, Michael, is about the money. I would not take a contract $3 million or something like that.
Yeah. Although I think that Seattle will have a lot of money. Obviously, you got a blank slate, but yeah, you don't want a junk contract.
Diego, hello, coach. Hi, buddy.
So I see a mix. Like Demko is obviously going to be protected. Myers, Schmidt, and Levy, I agree. Hi, Javier.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
right. Michael is good on that one.
So you think?
I go with, that's we said, the Jace Reluk.
Jeez, what a name. Jesus. Hari.
Too many hell.
Look, there's like one L, I guess. Yeah.
And go back on the two other team quickly, because I believe we are wrong.
Yeah, so, but I still think I pick Vanacek.
Go back on case, just be sure. All right, so that's that. So you have to pick a defenseman over there, Michael. So
yeah, Morrissey, Pionk, and then
I took Pullman.
Yeah, if he's available, then
but no, I said they will select. Winnipeg's going to protect Pullman over there, right? And
yeah.
I think they go with Appleton. That's it.
Hold on one sec, Peter. I think that. Hello.
Hi, this is Jessica with Moxie Pest Control. We're excited to inform you of your upcoming pest control.
I don't know. I thought the pest control guy was outside. Sorry. All right. So
Washington, that's the most important thing for us is Washington.
Yeah, I think I still go Vanacek, though. I don't know if it changes anything.
Not on the forward.
And then even the D, like you're going to go Carlson.
Between Schultz at $4 million, Michael, I will not touch them. And I think I will go with Vanacek or Sherry.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I still go with Vanacek. All right, we went a little over here. So Toronto's an interesting situation. So, I mean, they obviously protect Tavares. They protect Matthews. They protect Marner. They protect Nylander.
1, 2, 3, the 4-4 over there. It's easy over there. It's going to be between Kerfoot. All right, and then you have to go with
Hall or no?
You're going to go with 4-4.
I think you're right. So I think they'll protect these four. They'll expose everyone else. They'll protect Muzzin, Riley, Brody. Do you protect Hall or Dermott?
I think they gave him a little bit better contract to get money for the Kraken, I believe. And I think right now they will keep Justin Old and no protect Dermott. And I think, or they know already Toronto Kraken is going to get Kerfoot. But if I was them right now, I select, of course, Dermott.
For Seattle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Over Kerfoot? There's a lot of defensemen out there.
Again, because that would give them another possibility to get a better plus at Kerfoot at lower salary at some point. Like they would maybe get Zucker for Pittsburgh, maybe John Van Grismick from Flyers.
He's a lot younger. He's
so
only
that would be.
They're pretty old. I think man, it's tough because I really like Dermott, but I think Pierre. When I go through this, there's a lot of defensemen and not a lot of scoring. I think I might take Kerfoot.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice.
Yeah, I think I might, just because I think he can play second line if you push him into it. He's probably going to be able to get 15, 20 goals, and they might have a harder time getting goal scoring than they will defense. I think they'll be good.
By the way, you talk about the green men.
Yeah, the green men, they'll get selected by Vancouver. That might be the best pick. Please no, Javier. All right, that's it, Pierre. We'll do 4 more teams tomorrow. That was fun. So everyone, we're going to do them in reverse order. So I can't remember who's up next after that. It's Washington.
No problem.
So after Toronto, tomorrow will be Tampa, St. Louis, San Jose, and Pittsburgh.
Sound good. Don't forget to click on the likes. And thanks to join us this morning. And don't forget tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, the Power Play show with Coach Frenchy will be back in the live today. So maybe next week, Michael, we're going to go bring the show at 9 o'clock p.m., but we're going to finish the week at 8 o'clock p.m. this week. So,
okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. Thanks, Pierre.
By the way, I won the quiz last night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, nobody can find the first 3 answer.
Oh.
So when they don't make it, like everybody I win. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much to be a part of the show today. We're looking forward to see you tonight. Thanks for listening to us and watching us, and have an amazing, great rest of the day.